Hello, and welcome back to Ant's Gaming Suite. This is your host Anthony, back with another new video. Today, we are going to be discussing how do you level up your engineering skill at the most efficient and less time wasting method you can. This is my recommendation. I think this is absolutely a great way to do so. There are several methods that you can craft at level 0, which is a great possibility. But at the end of the day as well, from level 100 to 200, it's always going to be a grind, whichever craft you do. But this is probably the most efficient way that I have found and I am currently working on. But before we jump straight into the video today, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and leave a notification or leave a comment down below as well in terms of what are your recommendations, what you guys are doing different. That way we can share it with the community. So, right, we're going to quickly jump to it. There is two ways to create engineering items that will give you experience. One is the workshop, and the second is the forge. The forge will give you the option to create spears. For some reason, spears are considered engineering, which is absolutely a fantastic alternative. So we are going to look at engineering in the workshop first. So in terms of from level 0 to 50, there are several things that you can create. First, my recommendation is to create gunpowder. So gunpowder is fairly simple. You just need 5 charcoal, which can be farmed pretty much at your cost. You can be going out in the settlement and spend the whole day farming timbers, greenwood, and pretty much burning them. I believe it's 4 greenwoods or 4 timbers to create 1 charcoal here. For here, it takes 5 charcoal, which is pretty easy to make. Very simple, straightforward material that you have to farm. Flint is another easy resource that you can tame. They're pretty much located across all riverbanks. Even near stones, you'll get 1 or 2. A lot more when you're close to the river, as mentioned earlier. And then you have saltpeter. Saltpeter is fairly simple as well. Most of the time, these ones are located in caves, mostly caves actually. And there is a map as well that you can use for identification in terms of where you can farm saltpeter. So from pretty much 0 to I'd say 50, you can definitely make gunpowder. But then there is an alternative as well. If you're not gonna be selling your gunpowder, you can definitely turn these into iron cartridge. Even though iron cartridge requires 4 iron ingots, linen might be a little bit more difficult, but they only net you 72 engineering. But if you're going to be wasting resources, you may as well spend that resources creating XP anyway. But that is my opinion. I wouldn't highly recommend creating iron cartridge, even though they may seem a little bit easy. I think at the end of the day, you're going to be spending more gold than you should trying to create iron cartridge. And also, everyone's making them. You're not going to be able to sell them as much. You're probably selling at 0.01%, but you can always try and list them up for the next 14 days or so. I'm sure someone will purchase them over time. Okay, another great alternative as you level from say 0 to 50, you can also look at creating weak proficiency booster. So weak proficiency booster requires 1 air mode, 1 soul mode, and water. Water is fairly simple. If you're in Windswood, there's pretty much a river that you can create. Soul modes and air mode, you pretty much be a lot of harvesting for you guys in order to obtain these ones, but it gives you 36 engineering. In terms of weak proficiency, usually a lot of people are using this anyway, just because the level above, which is common proficiency, is a lot harder to make. A lot of the time, people are going to be buying this, or you can use it for yourself, as it increases the amount of resource gather for a tool by 5% for 10 minutes. This can also help you in gathering and upgrading your crafting skill. So if you're at level 20 for engineering, you can most likely create weak proficiency booster. That is an option as well. But as you hit between, I guess, say 50 to 70, creating gunpowder, you can also have the option of creating common proficiency booster, which requires air whisk, soul whisk, and water. I wouldn't highly recommend common proficiency, just because air whisk and soul whisk are very hard to come. They usually take 4 malts in order to create 1 whisk. But I'm just throwing an option out there as well. But they create 90 engineering. Definitely something I wouldn't recommend though. But if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. But my way is pretty much gunpowder, iron cartridge, if need be. And then pretty much we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on to the next part here, which is forging items here. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can create spears. Spear is a great option because they require lesser of a material and they net you a lot of engineering. Look at it right now. So you only need engineering level 0, and it give you 204 engineering. You can make a leather, very coarse leather. You can can use Fey iron, metal ingots, iron ores if you like, and then timber is the primary one, which you can't change. You can probably use raw hide here as a leather as well, which is why it's so inefficient. So efficient, you can simply, you can ignore gunpowder, you can ignore iron cartridge, and simply jump into making iron spear from pretty much, I'd say, 0 to even 100, or even 0 to 200. I know a lot of people are creating iron spears from those 0 to 200 big, just because it is the most resource efficient item that you can craft in order to level your engineering. However, you do have the other option as well. If you're sick of creating iron spear, that is, you can create iron spear from level 0 to level 100, but then you can also move into a top tier steel spear here. You just need a tier 3 timber, which is lumber, iron ingots once again, leather as well at any tier level, so it doesn't really matter. But you do have to have level 50 engineering, which by the time, if you're looking at steel spear craft already, you'll probably be able to make this by then. But it nets you 540 engineering skill, which is a lot. You can pretty much craft, I believe, from level 100 to 200, you can craft about 9,000 of these, or 160 or so from 50 to 100. I'm not too sure what the count is from level 100 to 200, but at the moment I'm crafting between iron spear to steel spear to even actually iron spear and steel spear are the two things that I'm mainly crafting in order to get my engineering from level 100 to 200. I'm currently sitting at 113, but anyway, that is my take. I will do a huge video, a huge, I guess, screenshot overview in terms of what you should recommend you guys to do. But anyway, if you guys are doing something that's different, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. At least the whole community can share as well. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.